26 years of CNBC TV 18.
Hello and welcome to India Business Hour. I'm Ashmit Kumar. Here are the headlines that we're tracking this evening. Sensex Nifty gained for the second straight day but ends the week in the red. Rupee hits a fresh record low but sees a swift recovery. Dealers say the recovery could be attributed to dollar selling by exporters and not just RBI support. Inflation rises from record low of 0.71% in November, remains well below the RBI target range of 2 to 6%. Food prices shrink by nearly 4%. Economists see scope for another rate cut by the central bank. Aviation regulator sacks 4 flight inspectors responsible for oversight of IndiGo after the mass cancellation of flights. Airline CEO Peter Elber said to be quizzed by the 4-member panel formed to identify the root causes behind the cancellations. Union Cabinet clears 100% FDI in the insurance sector. New legislation provides more teeth to regulator IRDA and allows merger of non-insurance companies with insurance companies. Composite license and open architecture clause not part of the bill for now. Cabinet also approves 11,700 crore rupees of the much-awaited delayed census exercise. The population count will begin next year in what will be India's largest administrative and statistical exercise after a prolonged gap. India's most profitable and second-largest asset management company is going public. The 10,600 crore rupee ICICI Prudential AMC IPO opens for subscription. The company is eyeing a valuation of $12 billion. Novo Nordisk launches Ozempic, its popular weight loss and diabetes drug in India. Prices the weekly dosages at 2,200 rupees and upwards. Novo Nordisk management tells CNBC TV 18 that Ozempic clinical trials have not shown a causal relationship in the product and mental health challenges. Government rejects global air quality benchmarks, tells the parliament that India sets its own air quality standards. Opposition leader Rahul Gandhi calls for a debate on air pollution, and the government agrees in a rare moment of consensus in parliament. Disney invests $1 billion into ChatGPT maker OpenAI and licenses its characters for AI generation short videos and images for 3 years. OpenAI will compensate Disney for using its characters, but the financial terms have not been disclosed. Well, let's start with the day's trading action. Now, the market gained for the second straight session, with Nifty ending above the 26,200 mark. The mid-cap index outperformed and the market breadth favored the advances. Now, all sectoral indices closed higher in trade, with metal and realty stocks leading the pack. For this entire week, though, the Wall Street ended lower and all major indices closed in the red, barring metals. All sectoral indices closed in the red, with defense and PSU bank stocks leading the declines. And from equities to the currency market, Rupee hit a fresh low of 90.56 to the dollar, but recovered all losses soon after. Dealers attributed the fall to oil companies buying dollars and the recovery to selling by exporters. The rupee is the worst performing currency in Asia so far this year. And well, from currencies to commodities, silver's gold run continued today, with the metal hitting a new record high once again. Prices have more than doubled this year, supported by strong industrial demand. Dwindling inventories and its inclusion on the US critical minerals list. Back home, silver crossed a major psychological milestone of 2 lakh rupees before cooling off slightly. Well, the government has released the inflation numbers for November. The consumer price index has come in at 0.71%, which is marginally higher than the last month. However, this number is still below the Reserve Bank's target range of 2 to 6% for the 10th month in a row. Lata Venkatesh now joins us to help us understand to help us decode these numbers. Lata.
Yes, the number has come in exactly as the street expected. 0.71% inflation. I mean, that's hardly anything. Way below the Reserve Bank's mandate of keeping inflation between 2 and 6%. 0.7 was expected even by the Reserve Bank because their average for October, November, December is 0.6. We had a September number of 0.25. So the average for October, November now stands at 0.5. With the December number coming below 1%, the Reserve Bank's forecast of 0.6 for the quarter will more or less be achieved. Food inflation has come in at minus 3.9. I must warn you that all this is partly because of a very high base. We had a 9% plus inflation year ago in November 2024, that is, and therefore this inflation number, or food inflation number of minus 3.9 is very much in line with our poll forecast of minus 3.5%. We have seen a slight uptick in food prices in November over October, especially in the prices of vegetables, about 2.5%. But the overall inflation is extremely benign, given the lower prices of pulses, cereals, spices, and milk, meat, a whole lot of other products. The key to watch now will be what will the bond market do. The bond market did not move after the numbers come. We are still at a very tall 6.6%. In terms of the bond market, despite the rate cuts announced by the Reserve Bank in the policy on December 6th and promising adequate liquidity, the bond market is unmoved, and that's largely because the bond market is worried about the supply of paper. In the last quarter of every year, the state governments raise a lot of money, what is called SDLs, State Development Loans. That is expected to be over 4 lakh crore. But even more important is February 1st, the next budget. There it is expected that the government will not have too much elbow room to reduce the fiscal deficit, simply because they've already cut taxes a goodish bit. And therefore, a large borrowing is expected from the central government as well. And that's why at the moment, the bond market is unmoved to the inflation number.
Right, Lata, thanks a lot for that. Now, the Union Cabinet has approved the Insurance Amendment Bill, which allows 100% foreign direct investment into the insurance sector. The new legislation also aims to give more teeth to the insurance regulator. Sapna Das is joining us now with more details on this proposed legislation and its likely impact. Sapna, take us through this bill, and when can we expect it to be tabled in the Parliament?
Well, the second question first, of course, the expectation is in the coming week. It's going to be tabled in the Parliament, maybe as early as Monday. That's what we are getting to hear very clearly in terms of tabling of the bill. And there will also be a certain sense of urgency in getting it cleared as quickly as possible. So, all eyes on that, and there will be a lot of action in the coming week. That's one. Second, very quickly, of course, 100% FDI, raising the cap from 74% currently. That's a big one. It's more of a signaling by the union government. If you look at the current FDI, the kind of flows that have happened in the insurance sector, there is still a bit of headroom available even to reach 74%. So this is an important signaling from the part of the government to basically invite more foreign investment. Please come to the Indian market and put in money in the insurance sector. I think that's a message loud and clear. That's one. Second, some other important changes have also been proposed in the amendment bill. Number one, of course, is setting up a new consumer protection and education fund for the insurance policyholders. It was not the case so far. So that's one. Second, also giving more teeth to IRDA in terms of disgorgement of wrongful gains. Now, SEBI, as a market regulator, already has this power since quite some time. The same is now being given to the IRDA. Third, of course, also in terms of merger of non-insurance companies with insurance majors. Now, we did try to find out what this really means. So given to understand, say, for example, it's an insurance major has an SPV and they would like to merge it with the main insurance company. That's how it's going to be. Or even non-insurance companies for that matter. So this is basically more in terms of promotion of ease of doing business and giving some kind of scale. Of course, post-merger, the insurance entity is what will continue. Apart from this, of course, we are also given to understand that, the composite licensing clause, as well as the open architecture that was being spoken about, that has been actually removed from the bill, at least for now. The understanding probably on that front is that, a bit more time is required for the regulator and for the industry to come to terms with it, to understand and have the capacity building to basically handle this kind of a thing. So broadly, these are what the amendments are. We have to wait and watch and see what happens on Monday. in the Lok Sabha when the finance minister tables the bill.
Right, Sapna, thanks so much for those updates and for breaking that story as well. Moving ahead, the Cabinet has also approved a program to conduct census in 2027 with an approved outlay of over 11,000 crore rupees. Addressing a press conference, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav has said that census will be conducted in two parts, in listing houses and population enumeration. Vaishnav added that the enumeration will include social status and caste census as well.
बहुत वेल प्लान्ड तरीके से इसको किया जाएगा and lot of digital technologies will be used in census this time. इसका लीगल बेसिस हम सब जानते हैं सेंसस एक्ट है और सेंसस के रूल्स हैं. 16 जून 2025 में गैजेट नोटिफिकेशन पब्लिश हुआ था सेंसस 2027 का. आज इसके लिए बजट अप्रूव हुआ है 11,718 crore rupees का.
The Directorate General of Civil Aviation has sacked 4 flight inspectors as a part of its investigation into IndiGo's widespread flight disruptions. The inspectors were responsible for monitoring the airline's operational compliance. The aviation regulator has summoned IndiGo CEO Peter Elbers once again. Shivani Bajaj now joins us with the latest updates on the IndiGo crisis.
Well, yes, the IndiGo crisis has finally culminated into a regulatory fallout. The DGCA has removed 4 of its flight operations inspectors with immediate effect, signaling a rare and tough internal cleanup by the regulator as it tightens scrutiny on airline operations nationwide. Now, FOIs form the backbone of India's aviation safety oversight, and they are almost always hired on fixed-term contracts. So when DGCA relieves them and sends them back to their parent organization, it effectively means that their contractual engagement has been terminated. Removing 4 inspectors together, including senior officials, is extremely unusual and underscores the seriousness with which the regulator is responding to the gaps exposed during the IndiGo crisis. Now, this decision comes after back-to-back DGCA meetings questioning IndiGo's top leadership on scheduling and rostering and its ability to operate the published winter schedule. And in a major development, today IndiGo's board has also brought in Chief Aviation Advisors LLC, led by global aviation expert Captain John Nilsson, to conduct an independent review of the disruptions and identify contributing factors. There is also a sign of recovery on ground. IndiGo crossed 2,000 flights today for the first time since the crisis began, indicating that the airline is slowly getting back on its feet after days of cancellations and curtailments. Back to you.
Right, Shivani, thanks so much for that. Now, today also marks 6 months since the tragic Air India plane crash outside Ahmedabad Airport. The flight, which was headed towards London's Gatwick Airport, crashed moments after takeoff, killing 241 out of 242 people on board. A preliminary report released by India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau in July had highlighted that the fuel supply switches for both engines were almost simultaneously placed in the off position just after takeoff. Pilot associations had criticized this report, saying that dialogue between the captain and the co-pilot, which the report merely paraphrased, suggests the possibility of human error without providing evidence. Now, India's most profitable and second largest asset management company is going public. The 10,600 crore rupee ICICI Prudential AMC IPO has opened for subscription. The issue was subscribed 72%, driven largely by qualified institutional buyers. The company is eyeing a valuation of $12 billion.
Unless we generate alpha, unless we generate more than the benchmark, we can't sell. Right? It won't sell, because then people should buy passive. No, if I am being paid fees to beat the benchmark. So unless I beat the benchmark, I cannot get money. Then otherwise ETFs will grow. 90% of our AUM over a 3-year basis has beaten the index right now. So one is, and second is, if you invest in ETFs, there is a taxation advantage versus mutual funds. That is not there in India. So these are the 2 reasons. If I don't beat benchmark, why should I get money in active funds?
In news now from the pharma space, Novo Nordisk has launched its popular weight loss and diabetes drug Ozempic in India. The pharma giant has priced the weekly dosages at 2,200 rupees and upwards. Speaking to CNBC TV18, Novo Nordisk management said that Ozempic clinical trials have not shown any causal relationship in the product and mental health challenges.
We are launching this semaglutide in 3 strength, 0.25, 0.5 and 1 milligram for the benefit of type 2 diabetes patient. So it is very clear that the 3 strength which we are launching is for diabetes, and till 2.4 milligram which we have launched is for obesity.
Australia has issued a new safety warning against weight loss drugs because there is concern about mental health challenges, such as even suicidal attempts, rising with the use of these weight loss drugs. Your comment?
We have done many of the clinical trials across, and any of the medications which gets launched, whether it is in the US, Europe, Australia or India, it gets launched with a very critical review by the regulator, and same is the case in India. And in all those reviews, we have not seen any kind of a causal relationship, and also in our clinical trial and observational use, we have not seen a causal relationship between the product and these kind of a tendency, but we remain watchful.
Sergio Gore, the US ambassador to India, has said that the telephonic conversation between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Donald Trump was a great call between two friends. The diplomat also said that Modi reiterated his support for Trump's efforts to bring peace to Ukraine. In a social media post, Prime Minister Modi had also posted about the conversation on social media X. The Indian government said that both leaders reviewed progress in the strategic partnership and agreed to work closely to address shared challenges and advance common interests. The phone call between Modi and Trump was their first since Diwali. Remember, a delegation from the US is in Delhi for trade talks. Now, the US Senate has passed mega defense policy bill approving $901 billion annual military spend. The approved defense spending is nearly $8 billion more than President Donald Trump's earlier requested this year. The bill will now advance to the Senate for approval. The Trump administration has also approved a $686 million defense upgrade package for Pakistan. The deal involves defense equipment and upgrading the Pakistani F-16 fighter jets to extend their life till 2040. Global tech giant Microsoft is joining hands with the Maharashtra government to fight cybercrime. All 1,100 police stations in the state will be equipped with a Microsoft AI tool to fight cybercrime. Currently, only 23 police stations in Nagpur are using it. The AI system speeds up investigations and helps organize case files and guides officers through each step.
Now, one of the chances I had, again, was to meet with the team that built this new agentic system called the Maha Crime OS. So this was sponsored by the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, who is here with us.
And coming up, Messi mania grips Kolkata. Football fans across age groups ready to pay big bucks to catch a glimpse of the greatest footballer of our times. And you can also catch all CNBC TV 18's news and updates on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and Jio Hotstar. Do subscribe to CNBC TV 18 Access for exclusive stories. The government has told the parliament that India sets its own air quality standards and that WHO guidelines are only advisories meant to help nations frame metrics. In a written reply in Rajya Sabha, the Minister of State for Environment, that's Kirti Vardhan Singh, said that global air quality rankings cited by various organizations and are not conducted by any official authority. He added that the World Health Organization's air quality norms serve only as advisory values and are not binding standards. A report by Switzerland-based air quality monitoring company IQ Air earlier this year had highlighted that 13 of the world's top 20 most polluted cities are in India. Lok Sabha's leader of opposition and Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has called for an urgent and cross-party debate on the worsening air pollution crisis. The centre has agreed to conduct this discussion.
Millions of children are getting lung disease. Their future is being destroyed. People are getting cancer. Older people are struggling to breathe. I think a good idea would be that we frame the discussion not on us saying what you have not done, and not on you saying what we have not done, but simply saying that what are we going to do for the people in India in the future.
In international news, Russia has said that Ukraine launched a major aerial attack with at least 287 drones downed over Moscow and many other cities. This as Russian President Putin claimed that the country's forces have taken control of a town in eastern Ukraine. However, Ukraine's military disputed the claim, saying that it remained in control of the town in question. Moscow has also said that it has captured a village in Ukraine's eastern Kharkiv region. And fighting between Thailand and Cambodia has entered the fifth day. Thai forces have reportedly carried out fresh attacks on 3 Cambodian provinces. Cambodia has also accused the Thai military of continued strikes. Thailand's Prime Minister has confirmed that he is scheduled to speak with the US President Donald Trump. No new casualties were reported following the renewed fighting. And the Trump administration has imposed fresh sanctions on 6 more ships after claiming that these tankers are carrying Venezuelan oil. This comes a day after seizing a tanker from Venezuela off the coast of the country. Sanctions have also been placed on some Venezuelan President Maduro's relatives and affiliated businesses. Speaking on the tensions between the US and Venezuela, Nobel Peace Prize winner Maria Corina Machado has said that United States helped her leave Venezuela, adding that the country has been invaded by criminal enterprises.
I am very hopeful Venezuela will be free and we will turn a country into a beacon of hope and opportunity of democracy. And we will welcome not only the Venezuelans that have been forced to flee, but citizens from all over the world.
Disney has announced that it will make a $1 billion investment in ChatGPT maker OpenAI. This deal will allow users to make videos with its copyrighted characters on its Sora app for 3 years. OpenAI will compensate Disney for using its characters. The financial terms have not been disclosed.
First of all, what we're doing here is we're licensing about 200 characters for users of Sora to create their own, basically, videos using Sora and those characters. We are not including name and likeness, nor are we including character voices.
We hear so much from users about how much they love Disney's characters. Disney, I think, is the greatest storytelling company in the world, bar none, and people really want to connect with Disney characters and express creativity in new ways. And we are confident from everything we've heard from our users that they're going to respond very well to being able to do this. And I hope that it'll unleash a whole new way that people use this technology and a new model for the companies making the technology and rights holders to sort of responsibly figure out how to get this done together.
French spirits major Pernod Ricard's India arm is placing bets on the country's premium Alcobev market. The company aims to sell 1 million cases within the first 12 months of launching its new offering, Exclamation, which houses 5 homegrown products. CNBC TV 18 Shivani Bajaj reports on Pernod Ricard India's strategy. Take a look.
After the strategic sale of its Imperial Blue business to Tilaknagar Industries, Pernod Ricard India is doubling down on the premium segment. Exclamation, a new multi-category premium brand, is spearheading this pivot. CEO Jean Touboul says this is the biggest innovation bet for Pernod Ricard India.
We are bringing to the world of spirits a new premium admix brand that is catering actually 5 categories of spirits, namely whiskey, of course, which is the most important category in this country, but also rum, brandy, vodka, and gin. And this is for us a way to innovate into a space where consumers really want to have a repertoire of consumption at a unified price point.
The brand is positioned as what the company calls an affordable premium entry point, targeting young, modern, legal drinking age consumers. Jean says the premium market intent is embedded not just in the look and feel of the brand or the packaging of the product, but the product itself, whether it's the whiskey or the rum.
the liquid is premium, using Scotch whiskey as a mix with Indian grain spirits for the whiskey part, using French grape in the brandy, using Jamaican rum into the rum that we propose, and so on and so forth.
The launch is in keeping with the larger play that saw Pernod Ricard India sell its mass market brand Imperial Blue. It's about concentrating on segments where growth is faster.
We want, in the pyramid of spirits, when you look at that, the higher the price point, the higher the growth, if I summarize very quickly. So we want to be exposed to this higher segment, to be able to allocate our resource where it matters most and where we can grow faster and be the key growth engine for the Pernod Ricard Group. When you go even below 500 rupees, it's a market that we have never addressed. Yes, it has been a market with hardly any growth in the past. Actually, it's a market that fuels our segment through the premiumization. These consumers which are sitting into this country liquor or local spirits, they aspire to drink better, and when their revenue grows, their disposable income grows, they go to higher brand, and we are there to give them premium experience at that level.
The company is also betting on developments like the India-UK Free Trade Agreement to open up new opportunities in the premium spirits business. As this FTA and others like it materialize, Pernod Ricard is confident it will see rapid growth in India, which is already its second largest market. So more premium offerings are on the cards, even as the company allocates its resources more effectively towards its other high-growth brands like Royal Stag, Blender's Pride, and international brands like Chivas, Jameson's, Absolute and Ballantine's. In New Delhi, Shivani Bajaj.
Well, speaking of spirits, Kolkata is in high spirits and is currently gripped by Messi mania. The legendary footballer will kickstart his India tour in the city tomorrow. He later travels to Hyderabad, Mumbai and Delhi as well. He's scheduled to play a friendly match at the iconic Salt Lake Stadium. From 17 to 70, fans from across age groups were seen queuing up for tickets for the event. Tickets start at around 4,000 rupees, going all the way up to 25,000 rupees. Here's that story.
Kolkata is all gearing up for the Messi magic. And Kolkata is a football fever city, a city which lives in football. And you can see huge line is there behind me, and everybody is grabbing the tickets from 3,500 to say 25,000. The tickets cost definitely 25,000 are the VVIP tickets, but everybody is here in line to grab, to give money and grab the ticket. 10,002 tickets, so is it not pricey? Why?
No, it is not pricey.
Why?
I'm seeing Messi after 7 years. For the first time in my life, it's not pricey.
It's every money is worth it for him. And he has been my idol all my life.
In one side, their tickets are being sold. On the other side, you can see that already these jackets, these T-shirts of Messi and other T-shirts are being sold. Have you bought the ticket?
Yes, B1. 5,276.
मेसी के लिए कुछ भी हो सकता है, पैसे का मैटर नहीं है। एक बार इस सुजग लाइफ टाइम ऑन।
घर में डांट नहीं रहा है।
क्या बोल रहे थे क्या कर सकते, लेकिन मेसी तो एक बार ही आएगा ना, तो इस अपॉर्चुनिटी अगर चला जाए तो बहुत बुरा लगेगा इसे।
Last time when he came to India, he was in Calcutta 14 years back. So now he's coming as a world champion. So I thought, it has to be a tribute to a country, because although football is not so popular all over India, but Lionel Messi is the biggest icon.
And on that note, it's a wrap on this edition of India Business Hour. Thank you so much for watching. News and updates will continue right here on CNBC TV 18.